head through the gate and you wind yourself up the road, and really it's a magnificent place. I think we're really doing something very special and unique up here. I think what made the Newtons pioneers in the Napa wine industry was first their recognition of the Spring Mountain as a great viticultural region. Think of the Napa Valley in the late 70s, there was really very few people around, and to see this property as a great region to grow grapes in really set them apart. Our winemaking philosophy at Newton Vineyard is really about working with nature in a harmonious way, from everything we do in the vineyard all the way to working with native yeasts in the winemaking process. Great foresight that the Newtons had way back when, and it's a great opportunity for us to conserve and be sustainable today. It's just about trying to find a natural balance with nature. Spring Mountain is really ideally suited to our Bordeaux red varieties for a combination of the altitude as well as the soils that we have here really make very, very intensely and concentrated red wines. Our Chardonnay grapes come from the Carneros region, which is better suited to white varieties, a little cooler, really well-drained soils produce a really intensely flavored Chardonnay grape that works fantastic for unfiltered Chardonnay. We practice block farming. It's really farming on a block-by-block basis, and it's a combination of the soil, the sun exposure, as well as the microclimate. And there's 112 different blocks in our Spring Mountain estate, and all of those different blocks give me a palette to work with when I put our blends together. We pick all of our fruit entirely by hand at optimal ripeness, and that can mean going through each block 5 or 6 different times just to get that perfect ripeness. It's especially important for our unfiltered Chardonnay, where we select only the golden fruit that has the most intense fruit flavors. Yeast is an essential part of the fermentation process, and so we choose to use indigenous yeast. It really helps us get a fuller expression of the natural terroir. And we're also fermenting each of those blocks individually to allow that terroir to come out and be a distinct flavor in each of the final wines. Most of our winery is actually underground. In fact, 80% of it is underground in caves, which is a great environment for our French oak barrels to age. Nice humidity, perfect temperature, for all of our wines to age between 12 and 20 months, depending on the wine. Our Chardonnay caves are custom designed underneath our garden. There's 8 distinct galleries, and we can control the temperature, both heating and cooling, which is a great way to really develop those wines. Additionally, we also stir our barrels, or the French term bâtonnage, which helps develop the richness and complexity in those wines. We're really known for our unfiltered wines. That's what really sets us apart, and I think that's what really makes a richer, bolder style of wine. That's why we choose to make unfiltered wines. The solids are naturally settled to the bottom of the barrel, and the clean wine is decanted off the top and then placed in the bottle without filtration. And that's how you end up with a much more rich, complex, and interesting wine. The Puzzle, our icon wine and the ultimate expression of our Spring Mountain estate. This Bordeaux blend for me is all about elegance and richness, great power, but a beautiful, long, elegant finish. Newton Vineyard is a recognized pioneer of unfiltered winemaking, and each of these wines showcase that philosophy. They really bring to the glass a great depth of character, complexity, and a richness to the wine that you wouldn't find otherwise, and that's what Newton Vineyard has been known for. Our unfiltered Chardonnay is what's really put us on the map. This wine has uncommon richness and depth of character and a fantastic finish. Its complexity is what has made this one of California's finest Chardonnays. So Newton Vineyard Unfiltered Merlot showcases our Spring Mountain Estate Merlot and richness and bold fruit and a fantastic long finish. The Newton Unfiltered Cabernet Sauvignon really has nice layering and richness of aromas and flavors, but then there's a complexity balanced with a finesse that goes into the palate for an extra long finish. The Newton Red Label wines are all about an everyday luxury. These wines show great purity of fruit, great varietal character, and a great balance to the wines. The Chardonnay really showcases a richness and a depth to this wine that's still approachable for the everyday. The Claret is a great red blend. This wine really showcases a nice freshness to the acidity and mouthfeel, but it's a great food wine that goes with lots of different foods, very approachable. And the Red Label Cabernet Sauvignon, terrific wine, great tannins, really good mouthfeel, bright black fruit with an excellent finish, but again, still approachable without being a complicated wine. Our vineyards, our gardens, our caves,
and of course, our wine and food pairings all make for a fantastic experience at Newton Vineyard.